I was tagged by SergeantSonic, and the subject of the tag is the knife that started it all. And it's kind of a fun topic to think about, and I had a video idea that was kind of planned around this, so I'll just kind of lump these together. And this, I can't remember if this is the exact knife or if it was another knife that, well, I should say, I guess they were my first knife. We'll kind of take a look at this one, go through a series of others as I purchase knives, and some of them are pretty bad. And then we'll get to the kind of the better quality knives that really jump-started everything. But I still remember the day I got this. This is a Coast knife, and there were two knives, like I said. The first one that I can't remember which came first was a gift from my dad, actually, and it was exactly the same style of this. It was just a little more classic wood looking, and it was very similar to this, but I was doing scouts, actually, and it fell out of my pocket and I lost it. I wish I would have lost this one, to be honest with you, because I bought this one myself. I still remember the day that I picked this one up. It was July 4th or 3rd. Anyway, it was around the 4th because they had a show going on, or a carnival going on, at the park that was near my house. And I saw this knife and just fell in love with it as a kid. Jumped on my bike, rode home, got the, geez, I think it was 12 bucks, and jumped back on my bike, rode down there and purchased this knife, and that's actually where I got it. This kind of got me through my childhood, along with some of the others. And then when I got into high school, me and my buddy, we were both into knives and guns. But of course, in high school, we couldn't buy the guns, nor did we have the money to. So we started buying knives. The thing about the knives is we didn't have a lot of money either, so they were pretty budget knives. Here's one. It's an old boot knife. You can see this just slide down your boot, and it's a dagger style. And these are kind of fun just because, you know, they were some of my first knives. I really have no use for this knife anymore. And a lot of the knives that we picked up, we did just because I don't know, they had a coolness factor for us. I didn't really understand blade steels back then. Let me leave this out. That really wasn't part of the understanding of blades. This little guy actually is not a bad blade. It's a Magnum, looks like. And leather sheath here with the snap enclosure. And all in all, it's actually a really good knife, other than the handle is really short. So if you see when I grab it, you can kind of see the edge coming right here. This needs to be a bit longer, but I think proportionately it looks good. I don't know, maybe that's why they did it that way. But the rubber handle is really comfortable, and this is actually a really, really sharp knife. Really good blade. And again, kind of with a clip point there. And this one, why did I get this one? Again, the looks. That's kind of what was driving me towards it. This is a 440 stainless. This is stainless. I don't know what kind, it doesn't say, and I can't remember. And this one, I have no idea. Obviously some kind of stainless, but given the price, it's got to be on the lower end. So continuing in high school, we liked getting the knives. I picked up this guy. This is an Explorer Stubby is what it's called. Leather sheath there, snap. And I did a paracord wrap on it just because this is such a slick blade. I put some tape on it too. This one, it was one night I just pulled out and thought, you know what, I'm gonna have some fun with this blade, see what I can do with it. It's an old one. It's actually a good blade. It needs to be touched up, but overall it's not a bad blade. Nowadays, I'm not so big into the serrations. I used to like the serrations quite a bit. I think they look cool, they were aggressive. But these days, I'm more apt to go for just a normal finish on the edge as opposed to a combo edge. But kind of a lot of experimenting with these knives, you know, kind of finding my ground, not really understanding a whole lot about knives. This is a nice drop point. I tend to favor, at least looks wise, the drop point and the clip points when I was purchasing all this. This is a 440 stainless if you're interested. 440, you know, it's going to be a little bit more of an affordable type steel. Now, let's get rid of these. And I think the first knife that I really bought that was a nice one. Well, those are okay. Some of those. A couple of those are okay. The first knife I really bought as an EDC type of knife, not just a pocket knife to, you know, take camping or going to scouts when I was a kid. That's kind of why I got this. And of course, these weren't really EDC. Sometimes we did in high school. But as far as EDC goes, a true EDC pocket knife with a clip, this was the first little knife that I bought. This is an old Spyderco Walker design. This I actually got in, I think, let's see, 90s, mid-90s maybe. I had another blade that was similar to this. It had a, I don't even remember what it was, just had a little thumb stud, about the same size. Little liner lock there. I don't remember though what it was, and it's long gone. I don't know what happened to that blade. But Michael Walker has some blades that are really nice. This is one of them, not this particular design. They made a more expensive model, and I think at the time it was ATS 34 steel. And at that time, guys, that steel was kind of the bee's knees, so to speak. And it had some carbon fiber scales on it, I believe. And it was pretty much looked exactly like this. Again, notice the serrations. So this one I got, and that was my EDC for a very long time. I ended up ditching this one because the clip on it sounds pretty good, but it sucks. I actually lost it in a movie theater one time and went back in and found it because this just does not clip onto your pants very well. So I ended up getting rid of this one, or at least putting it aside. And during my martial arts study, we were kind of talking about knives that might be kind of fun to have as martial artists. Now, this isn't going to be a big old martial arts knife, so don't get too excited. But it is the Benchmade AFCK. When this knife came out in the 90s, I think I picked it up probably late 90s, is when that had to have been. This knife was had a very loyal following and was very popular. It had the brand new steel, the ATS 34 steel, and again, at that time, that was the steel that was the super steel. It was awesome, awesome steel. And to be quite honest with you, I still really like that steel. There's the ATS 34 there. And I've shown this before in another vid, but you can kind of see the clip there. It's been scratched. This knife had been my EDC carry for a very, very long time. And it has been in a lot of hiking with me, a lot of canyoneering with me. It has been in some nasty water with me. And this knife has held up extremely well. It's just taken the abuse and the elements and just kind of shrugged them off, to be honest with you. I didn't maintain this knife a lot, and it's really held up nice. But these are the two knives that really started the understanding, I guess, to a degree. While I'm thinking about it, I don't think I said the steel on this. This is AUS 8. Right down there, Spyderco AUS 8 stainless. And these two kind of, I guess, were the transition knives from more of a, yeah, I'm going camping, so I'll bring a knife with me, to a, I'm always going to have a knife with me. And these two are what did that. So I think I've gone on long enough. I hope that's been fun, entertaining. It was kind of fun to be tagged. Sometimes these tag videos I can get to, sometimes I can't. The moon and stars aligned tonight, and it happened. So there you have it. Sergeant Sonic, thanks for tagging me. We'll see you guys later.